June 6, 1944, 6:30 in the morning. The first landing craft ramps drop along a 5-mile stretch of Norman coastline, codenamed Omaha. The men of the 29th and 1st Infantry Divisions step into water churning with machine gun fire. The killing begins before the first boot touches sand. Omaha is a trap built by design. Behind the sand rise bluffs over 100 feet high, and built into those bluffs are 15 German strongpoints, concrete casemates, mortar pits, and machine gun nests positioned to rake the beach from end to end. The layout of these bunkers creates tightly overlapping fields of fire. A man on the beach is never being shot at from in front. He is being shot at from both flanks at once. There is zero cover. Heavy armor was supposed to absorb this fire. 29 amphibious Sherman tanks launched into the heavy seas that morning to swim ashore. 27 of them flooded and sank to the bottom of the channel. The infantry stepped onto Omaha with almost no tank support. The assault became a rigged mathematical equation. Stripped of the heavy armor they were promised, human flesh was forced to answer for concrete and steel. Now, drop a single anomaly into the assault. Riding toward the sand is a company of United States Marines from the year 2026. 180 riflemen wearing modern body armor, carrying weapons designed 6 decades after the war. The Germans seeded the tide line with steel hedgehogs and welded girders designed to tear the bottom out of conventional landing craft. The modern Marines arrive on a hovercraft. It glides over the top of the obstacle belt on a cushion of air and hits dry sand. And it drops its payload, one M1A2 Abrams main battle tank. 73 tons of armor and firepower from a future none of the men dying on this beach could picture. The single Abrams arriving in this scenario provides the exact heavy armor the beach was starved of. Its presence converts an open 300-yard kill zone into a shielded lane for the advancing infantry. The machine guns find the tank within seconds. A steady stream of fire from strongpoint WN-72, fire that's been cutting men in half all morning, hammers into the Abrams hull. The rounds spark off the composite armor and spin away harmlessly. Rather than scatter across the open sand like the waves before them, the Marines immediately stack behind the tank. They use its massive hull as a moving, impenetrable shield to cross the kill zone. The Abrams turns its main gun on WN-72. A concrete casemate built to withstand naval bombardment cannot survive a precision 120mm high-explosive round placed directly through its own firing aperture. The strongpoint is obliterated in a fraction of a second. The tank traverses its turret and ranges WN-62, taking out a machine gunner credited with thousands of casualties. The eastern arc of interlocking fire that had pinned the sector down simply switches off. A century leap in applied ballistics and material science allows one vehicle to systematically dismantle a heavily fortified, prepared kill zone in a matter of minutes. The beach produces exactly one weapon capable of genuinely testing the modern tank, the German 88mm anti-tank gun. It is the most feared artillery piece on the sand, and it fires first. The armor-piercing shot strikes the front of the Abrams, and the entire tank rings like a struck bell. But an 88mm round engineered to punch through 1944 steel meets composite armor and depleted uranium. It does not get through. The modern gunner has already laid the 120mm main gun onto the casemate. The Abrams fires back, and the heaviest gun position on the beach disappears. The tank cracks the draw wide open, but here it hits a strict limitation. It is not a limit of ammunition, it is a limit of sheer geometry. The bluffs dominating the beach exits are 100 feet high. A 73-ton tracked vehicle cannot climb a near vertical cliff face. The only way off the beach is up, which means the high ground must be cleared on foot. The Marines move up into the draw under the tank's covering fire. The fighting in the trench network is close and ugly. Even with the protection of modern Kevlar and ceramic plates, the infantry still takes casualties clearing the bunkers. Supreme technology can dominate flat ground and pulverize concrete from a distance, but the requirement of taking high ground from an entrenched enemy retains a steep human cost. By opening the draw early, the Abrams prevents the destruction of the men landing alongside it. In the real timeline, Company A of the 116th Infantry Regiment landed in this exact sector and was shattered in minutes. Many of those men came from Bedford, Virginia. That single small town lost 19 of its sons on D-Day, almost all of them killed in the opening moments on this specific strip of sand. The highest per capita loss of any community in America. In the summer of 1944, those losses were communicated to the home front via War Department telegrams, arriving in such volume that the town never fully recovered. In this scenario, the massive steel hull of the tank suppresses the interlocking fire. The men who fell in the first 30 seconds instead make it across the sand. The telegrams are never sent. The fathers come home and the sons grow old. On a micro level, the Abrams act as a biological shield for an entire American community. By absorbing the fire meant for Company A, it preserves a generational future that was historically erased in minutes. But zoom out from that single secured sector, and the scale of the invasion reasserts itself. Omaha Beach is 5 miles long. There are 5 separate draws that need to be cleared. An Abrams is one tank, and it can only exist in one place at a time. It is a one-draw solution to a 5-mile problem. 3 miles to the east, there is no futuristic armor. There are only the men of the 1st Infantry Division wading onto open sand into the exact same overlapping machine gun fire, suffering the exact same devastating casualties as they did in history. The tank cannot hold the bluff alone, and it cannot occupy France. The broader invasion still depends on millions of men fighting brutal conventional warfare for months across the continent. An impossible technological advantage rewrites the arithmetic of human survival for the men lucky enough to land in its shadow, but it does nothing for the rest of the world, which must still pay the bill that history already wrote.